It was meatball marinara that was on the cheek. It was meatball marinara. So I'll try and record this video while I put my socks on, and my mom and my brother are in the room, so they're gonna talk. So probably over here, we're gonna talk about where they're going. Mom's going to work. He's going out. Don't know where. But today's a busy day, right? And it's not busy because it's busy. I don't have like 5 appointments to do. Then a what do you call it? Then a what do you call them? Conference. There you go. I don't have like a conference and sort of like to go do things that are obligated. Imagine if I was a writer and I just finished up a piece and today I had to go do this and this and this and all this media stuff. Like, how cool would that be? But that's just not our life, is it? It's very much you set yourself your own tasks. And today, I don't have too much to do. It's just that I want to do a lot. I want to go get some shopping. I've thought about being a vegan for a while. It's come in my head on and off, and I think I might try it. But go slow. There's a vegan woman I know who, beautiful woman, and she talked about being vegetarian for a while and so on, and she's got a lot of circumstances where she lives where her kids don't do vegan, where just it wasn't a thing for a lot of her life, so it was a struggle. And I think I might just go slow, take her advice when I ask her, and see what I can do. But yeah, I get as hungry as much as the next guy. I love KFC. It's just there's things that I just can't do. I think there's times in life where you have to decide what person you want to be, and I don't want to be the type of guy to support that type of stuff. I totally understand farming and killing animals to feed yourself. That's not what I'm against. What I'm against is the mass production. What I'm against is thousands of chickens stacked up in a little plot of land together. You know, male chickens don't do eggs, so we don't really need those. And there's a lot of things that I'm not feeling. I totally understand. When I've been wild camping and stuff, when I see all these sheep around, I can totally understand just killing one, shearing it, and then using it to make a good couple of meals. Put it in the freezer. And I'm not against that. I'm not even against people eating meat. What I'm against is just that this massness. That's the way I can put it down, right? This massness of today's consumption. So I think I'm going to try. But that's an issue. Because I don't even want to go and get corn or any of those things, because I think there's issues with that. I think there's issues with their company. I think there's issues with the thoughts around morality when it comes to being veggie or vegan. So I'm not really with that. I'm not really with plant-based stuff either. I don't really care for plant-based barbecue ribs. I'm going too far into it. This might be a side thing. I do want to keep this video short because I just want to go and get out and come back and then start to do the things I need to, I'd like to do a painting today, not but start. And to do that was also doing some writing. It's going to take a lot of effort mentally. So I'd like to put that effort in. And, going shopping, I have to pick the right things, I'm not a fan of cooking either, so that might come into it. I'm not a fan as in the amount of time it takes. seem to not have a lot of time in the days. They go pretty quick. And if I'm to cook, it just takes some more time. You know, and by cook I mean, you know, full on. If I'm making a chili from scratch, you know, it just takes a lot of time. Maybe if I'm to go make a batch and eat that throughout the day, I can totally understand that. It's just I'm typically doing meal for meal, you know. And it's much easier when you just pop in a microwave meal, or you just, you know, you eat some of them cheese, chicken snacks and just stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna go buy this canvas. Don't really have one on hand. Um, I'd like to try and take off some of the small fires I've. Okay, I've been writing things down recently as like. It was a couple of months ago, maybe in the November time, where I'd realised in life you still have fires that pop up out of nowhere, right? Fire force, the spontaneous combustion type of stuff. So I thought, instead of naming my to do list, I just call it like the small fires that you gotta put out. It's fun. It makes life a little bit more adventurous. And yeah, I'm hoping to get some of those taken care of. And I have this. Just a post note with the things I want to do in the day. Obviously, it looks like a mess. But yeah, I'd like to do this. The moral of the video is get up and just start the day. Even if it's 1, 2 o'clock, just try and start it. You know, I'd like to have an earlier night tonight, and I went to bed last night at 2. I'd finished Sisyphus. It being the last, by the way. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. Beautiful pages. So that kept me up to about 2, and I realised, oh, I want an early night tomorrow, so that means that I'll have technically less time in today. So I'll be cramming in a lot. You know, I'll have about 1 or 2 less hours, typically, because, you know, you're cutting that off. If I'm going to go to sleep at 2 after waking up at this time, and then the day after I'm going to say, no, I don't, I want to go to bed at 12. It's cutting off 2 hours. So I'm going to cut off 2 hours, and last night, those 2 hours, I think, gives a stinking headache to where I had to, like, cover myself in the quilt just to read, because like the light was, you know, and I was like, dang. But it was an absolutely fantastic read, you know. I think it's an absolutely fantastic read, and I think even if you don't agree with them fully, it's without a doubt. I think it's a must read for any atheist. I do believe that. But then again, it's just some people aren't wired certain ways, you know. I know one friend who absolutely loves the book, and I know myself, I just can't really seem to mentally agree, you know. Like, my emotions don't work with the book because I always think of longevity and the eternal. So it is what it is. But I have to go pick up a new book on the shelf. I don't know what it'll be. Maybe The Old Man and the Sea. I don't know. Maybe some Dostoevsky. I really don't know. I got it all lined up there, and I'm not feeling the choices. I might go for some Steinbeck. Whatever it is, I hope that it's gonna help me grow. And yeah, it's 12:12 right now. I just kind of want to make this point that I maybe rotted in bed for a little bit too long. I did wake up at 10:30, 10:40, and I've only just now gotten out of bed. I probably did 20 minutes of doom scrolling before and after I read, and I try to get to do some of, you know, and shout out Master Samwise because he really put me on. I'm only reading it because of the way in his videos. His God of War videos, by the way, go watch his God of War videos. Absolute incredible. I don't care if it's 5 hours, I'll watch it again. But yeah, I'm hoping to just slowly take down 100 pages over the next coming weeks and take this as a long-term project. But it is what it is. Last night I think I had some decent writing done, and that was done at quite a late time. you know, you'll have that like feeling, that point where you think you're in the flow, and you just have times where you aren't in the flow. But let's be honest, life isn't what it was yesterday, and it's not what it is today, and it's never just one stagnant thing over and over and over and over again. Things change, things grow. Don't sit around and let them happen. Try to do something. Typically, don't sit and not write. It's better to just write than it is to not. And don't sit there and always hate what you're writing, and think negatively. Um, just try to get through the day, and just try to write some and keep going for it. It's the little things. It's one step at a time. Realistically, it's Monday the 19th. The Masters starts back up on the 27th, 28th. I got myself a good week and a half. I'd like to progress the story a little bit, but it doesn't mean I have to do everything everywhere all at once. Shout out. But I'm hoping that in this next week and a half or something, yeah, I'll I'll do a lot of other things in my life, but in that little space I do for writing, that little dedicated space every day, hopefully that'll be very productive and fruitful. And that can only happen if I sort of let the doubt go away and let the fear go away, and write. That's kind of my point. Even if you wake up a little bit late, shut up. Just start the day. Yeah. I can't believe that people are watching these videos. Even if it's one person, please don't watch them. It would bring me a lot of satisfaction to have 1 million subscribers and to make 10 grand a month. Fuck that. Pardon the language again. Just no. Just stop watching. Just go live your life. People should not be watching these videos. I don't know why I'm making them public. I think it's just a thing that makes me feel like it feels right. But people shouldn't be dedicating so much time to watching a video. It should just be like, go live your life. And yeah, this project brings me a lot of satisfaction right now. I don't know how long I'm going to keep it going for, but doing this has brought me a lot of satisfaction, a lot of clarity of mind, and having the ability to sit and think, it helps. But I think my mom's going to come in the room now, so I'm going to end the video and go start your day. Wait, let's see if she comes in.